Hi, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with Liv. Again, I am Olivia, and today I'm going to be talking about a topic that it's quite layered, it's quite sensitive, I'd say, and it's one I've been putting off for a while just because I know that everyone kind of has varying opinions on it, and it could trigger some people, and that's not my intention. My intention is just to kind of start a dialogue through this. I don't have any active resolutions or active suggestions in which to change the issue. I just wanted to kind of share my piece and how I feel like, well, not how I feel like, how I have actually been affected by this issue, and it is colorism. Yay! I am gonna try and keep it light for myself, not for you. Sorry if you thought it was for I don't know, entertainment purposes or to be able to be consumed easily. It's just so I don't get emotional and I don't sound emotional whilst I'm making this. There is a dog. I'm gonna see if I can close the window 1 second. I can't even get some fresh air in here without a dog trying to, interrupt the recording. But it's all good. It's all good. It's fine. No worries. It's okay. I don't mind. Yeah, so I'll probably talk about other aspects to colorism another day. So hair types, why hair types are a thing. They never used to be a thing, but they're a thing now, etc. When I feel like it, I kind of felt like I'm ready to talk about this topic. So dark-skinned people, light-skinned people. It will be brief though, so don't expect a long monologue. But yeah, I'll start. So as a community like African, Caribbean, Black people, I don't think we like to discuss colorism. I feel like it's something that we don't discuss to eradicate. I think it's something that we criticize. It's something that we complain about. Whether it be we complain about, let's say I say we because I'm talking from like a dark skin perspective. If you don't know, I am a dark skinned babe, so there's that. So I can only talk about that perspective and talk about life as a dark skinned person. I don't know life any other way. So yeah, that's the only perspective I can give. So if it's dark skinned people complaining about the preferential treatment that light skinned people are given, we talk about that. We talk about bleaching. We talk about people getting surgery, but we don't ever talk about how it actually makes us feel or how it can actually affect the younger generations, because as adults we are really in charge of how we're going to feel from now on. You can't blame your parents anymore. But my main issue, my main concern is that we're going to raise children who are dark skinned, who are light skinned, but particularly the dark skinned kids, and they're not going to be able to love themselves wholeheartedly, and they're going to end up doing things to themselves just because of what we weren't able to rectify within our generation. So this is blatant, but there's obviously preferential treatment given to light skinned people or to people that have more Eurocentric features. This is due to slavery. Again, I'm not really going to get into that bit. I feel like everyone kind of knows this by now. So I'm just going to talk about what I think is the downside to us not rectifying our issues with this situation. So I feel like, again, I'm trying to be a bit, I'm going to try to give hypotheticals and be unbiased in this. So I do want to hope that sometimes the treatment that people give is subconscious and isn't done intentionally. And if that's the case, then I just hope that anyone that is listening, if you know somebody that does that, or if you do it yourself, you need to look and think, why do I do this? Why do I have a preference, or why do I treat people of a light complexion better? Why do I treat people that are white better? Why do I treat people that have Eurocentric features better than I would treat a dark skinned person? Better than I would treat somebody with a wider nose, or with a gap in their tooth, or big lips, or whatever you count as African. So these are just a few examples I can think of off the top of my head right now. But what has come to me in regards to colorism and kind of how it's affected black people is, so skin bleaching, that's something that's in a lot of communities and it goes back for years, whether it be under the guise of trying to maintain a colour, whether somebody was bullied or was made comments, or if even just there is an idea that if you're lighter skinned in some communities, you're going to be more successful. The blame can't be put on certain people for wanting to bleach their skin if they believe that by doing so, they're going to end up on a higher level than if they're not going to. I think a big example I can use is Bobrisky. He has transformed himself, transformed his color just in the aim of becoming successful. And will I say it's worked for him? Sorry, for her, it has worked. So it's kind of hard to also tell somebody don't bleach when they can see people that have bleached and it has worked in their favor. There was an incident a couple of years ago where Black China was partnering, I can't remember who the girl was, but they were selling like bleaching creams, and it's just, there's a lot that I could probably research on and go through, but I think we'll get the idea that black people like to skin bleach because they think it'll just be better for them, whether they'll get better options in marriage or more money. But people don't get that skin bleaching can literally affect your skin, your health. Skin cancer is real. The chemicals that they're putting in these skin bleaching creams are not good for your health. So why are we subjecting ourselves to this in just with the aim of getting successful, of being successful rather? Nose jobs to try and achieve a more Eurocentric nose, pointed nose. Again, you probably have no breathing issues. You can then cause yourself breathing problems by getting those nose jobs, and just the inconvenience of having to rectify your nose. Like, it just sounds a bit, to me, I think I'm talking from a place of obviously I don't want to do these things, so I don't get why you would, but I need to be understanding that not everyone sees it the same way I do. But these are just temporary fixes. If you don't maintain your bleaching, you will get darker again, and they don't alter your genes. So once you have your children and they have beautiful black skin and African shaped noses, they're going to be a constant reminder to you of who you really are. Then what happens next? Like, how do you teach your child who doesn't look like you to love themselves how they are when you don't even look like you? You didn't like how you looked like, so you had to change it. We need to be able to raise kids to love themselves intrinsically, internally. The love needs to be from inside of them. Otherwise, they will seek love and validation from external sources that will only fill them up with the wrong things. So they will look to these corporations that are creating these bleaching creams, to the doctors that are what's the word? Conducting these operations, these surgeries that are trying to take money from people and give them problems they never even knew they had. You visit a plastic surgeon for one thing, you're gonna leave finding out you had 10 other issues, but you were fine with yourself beforehand. But if you know yourself and if you love yourself inside, you wouldn't be subjecting yourself to such a thing. And our kids will be able to be manipulated by partners who will sense that they have a vulnerability about them, sense that there's something that they lack within themselves, and in turn mold them and shape them to be who they want them to be, rather than take them for who they really are. Someone who is without fault, someone that is beautiful in their skin, someone that is fine just how they are born, fine how they are, that only comes if they also feel that about themselves too. So people that are going to manipulate others, it's not that hard to see when someone is not that confident. And believe it or not, manipulative people prey on people like that. So it's our duty to ensure that we instill that kind of love inside them, where there's nothing that anybody, male, female, whatever, old, young, can tell them that, yo, you're not beautiful. They will know it and they will feel it. One thing I do want to say is that I feel like um, it is something that's important to me because as I am dark skinned as well, I have been on the receiving end of like backhanded compliments or underhanded compliments or sly remarks. And probably if I was light skinned, I wouldn't really care enough to make this change. Again, it's hypothetical, so I can't really determine whether that's the case. And as a child, being dark skinned, I wouldn't say I was always 100% comfortable in my skin. So, like, comments about my skin color or my hair, covertly or overtly, did affect me. So, I would say the journey to getting where I am now, where I am very comfortable with who I am, it it's had its ups and downs, but I am grateful for the fact that I am in a place where I can comfortably say, like, I am happy. I don't want to change anything. I don't have the desire to change anything, and I am too scared to change anything. Like, I'm very scared of like surgeries and the possibility of death just for cosmetic procedures. It doesn't sit well with me. So yeah, thankfully I learned to accept who I am in my late teenage years. So there's not really anything someone can tell me now about myself that can affect me. Obviously, I am human, so I do have my off days, but as a whole, I like my skin. Like, I like my color. I really do. So yeah, that was it for this episode. Like I said, if I feel comfortable enough, if I feel like I'm ready to talk about other avenues to this topic, other avenues to this topic, then I will. If you have any suggestions or if you want to make any comments, anything I said, feel free to message me on Instagram politely, and I will respond. I have to add politely because I feel like, not for me, I don't think anyone's ever messaged me like in a rude way, but I just know that sometimes people get a bit entitled on the internet, and we're not advocating that today. So yeah, thank you for listening. If you got to this point, I appreciate it. Share it if you like it, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.